and welcome everyone. My name is Fleur. Welcome to this class. Let's find a comfortable seated position. All you need is yourself today. If you do need some props or blocks, or if you have anything that you could use as a prop, then you can use it. But otherwise, just practice with yourself today. So come and sit nice and tall. Find the length in your spine and just sit and breathe. Nothing to do than sit and breathe. Arrive in this sacred space as you sit and breathe. No right way to sit, no right way to breathe, but you observe and find what's right for you. And in that space, we find that quiet place. Notice your breath. You are just witnessing your breathing and your sitting. And as we move through the poses today, don't make it just about the poses, but notice your body and your breathing. Not focused on any outcome, not judging the process, but breathing and moving through the body. And then placing your hands to your heart center, lifting your heart to your hands. Set your own intention for your practice. Placing it in the back of your mind. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. And then blink your eyes open. And then coming into a tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders. Stretch out through the crown of your head. And then bringing your hands forward. Tuck your toes and push up through into downward dog. Soften your head. Walking out through the heels. And then step the pose. So turn your toes slightly inwards, heels slightly apart. Spread your fingers, not too much, just a little so you can push into the hands. Draw your belly button in, reach the hips backwards and try to draw the heels towards the floor. As your shins lift up to your knees and your thighs to your hips, your ribs draw inwards, so not just collapsing into your chest and shoulders. And breathe here, slowly again, noticing, holding the pose. Notice if there's any tension in the neck and rotate your shoulders outwards away from your ears. And then starting to bring the toes together and walk yourself forward towards the front of the mat. Hang forward for a moment, soften the head, maybe grabbing your elbows, give yourself a little shake, and again feel into the back of the body. And when you're ready, release the arms and roll yourself slowly up, tapping the tailbone under, knees slightly bent, and then finding the way up to standing until you bring your toes together, touching, heels slightly apart, arms by the side, reaching the fingertips down. Engage Mula Bandha, your root lock, and Uddiyana Bandha, the area just below the navel. Pull it inwards and upwards. Try not to arch into your back. Just feel Your legs heavy, your torso is balancing over your legs, and the crown of the head is balancing on top of your spine, looking forward. On your next inhale, reach your arms out to the side, breathe in, lift through the fingertips, find that length, pressing into the floor with the feet. Exhale, draw the navel in and then folding forward, head towards your shin. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, press into the feet, reach your arms out to the side, look up to the hands, activate the core. Exhale, folding forward again, through the midline, folding the head to the shins. And last time, inhale, pressing into the feet, reach up through the arms, look up. Exhaling, folding forward, head down towards the shins. And then come halfway up, bring yourself either onto fingertips, hands onto the shins, or maybe if your hamstrings are quite tight, bring the hands onto your thighs. And then roll your shoulders back. So you don't want to round through the spine, you want to keep the legs nice and straight. Activate your quads, so wherever you are, press your legs forward and press your hands against your legs, wherever they are, and then roll the shoulders back, draw the belly button in, and feel the intensity in the back of your legs. Keep your chin slightly tucked so that the neck is nice and long and the crown of the head is reaching forward. Hold it here, feeling again the body. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Wherever you are, if you've got a bit more space, see if you can come a little lower, but don't force it. And then stepping your right leg back, step your left leg back into a high plank position. Open the chest, press the hands down to the floor, draw the navel in, hold your plank. Now for beginners, bring your knees down and then bend your elbows backwards. Draw the chest forward and then you're going to push back up. If you're feeling quite strong in this beginning already, do the same with chaturanga. So from your plank, bend your elbows and we're going to push back up 3 times. Here we go. I'll do the variation with knees down. Belly is engaged, so you're not arching into your back and drawing the shoulders towards your ears. You're going to come forward with your chest, elbows bend backwards, and then push the floor away again. 2 more. Bend your elbows back, belly draws in, pushing the floor away. And then last one, bend the elbows wherever you are, and come all the way down onto your belly. Untuck the toes, move your hands slightly further forward, and then point the toes, roll your shoulders back and lift the chest, activate the back muscles, so not the shoulders up, not this, so you don't want to just straighten the arms, you want to keep the elbows bent, rolling the shoulders back, and exhaling, coming back down 2 more times. Again, inhaling, roll the shoulders back, lift up the heart, lengthen the legs back, and exhaling, rolling down, and 1 more. Inhaling, open the chest, shoulders roll back, elbows draw inwards, and slowly coming back down. Tuck the toes, move the hands under the shoulders, and push the hands into the floor to lift up the hips back and up, and then paddle a little bit out through the heels. Keep your neck nice and soft. Finding again the hamstrings, and then set the pose again. Draw the toes slightly in, heels slightly out. Reach your hips back as you straighten your arms and rotate your arms out to the side. So go slightly here, you're going to rotate the arms outwards and then lengthen from the heels of your hands all the way towards the back of your hips. Good. From here we're going to lift up the heels, coming onto tiptoes, and then bring the heels back down. Try to avoid, as you lift the heels, that your shoulders are coming forward. So you want to keep the shoulders exactly in the same position and just lift up through the hips and then bring the heels back down. 3 more, lift up through the heels. So you have to keep pressing the hands firmly into the ground, noticing what's happening in the body, and again lift up the heels, draw belly in, even further out, and 1 more, lift up the heels and bring the heels back down. Well done. And then bring the big toes together, touching. Lift up your right leg up into the sky, point the toes. On your exhale, draw the knee to the nose, squeeze it in and step the right foot forward between your hands. coming into a high lunge, pressing into the right foot, let go of the hands, find your balance and lift your arms up. Some really nice slow movements today. Tucking the tailbone, try not to bend the back knee, so you want to stretch it back. The knee doesn't come over your ankle, it's right over your ankle. Press down to the right foot, arms up, draw the ribs inwards, so you're not collapsing here. You want to reach up through the heart. Breathe and lengthen. And then slowly reaching the arms forward, keep pressing into your right foot. And then bring the hands around the foot, step back into high plank, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Inhaling again into your variation, low cobra. Or if you want upward dog, squeezing the legs together, drawing the shoulders back, so again not collapsing. And then back to downward facing dog. Bring the big toes together, touching. Lift up your left leg into the sky. Lengthen through the toes. Stretch. And then bring the left foot forward between your hands. Stay in your high lunge, press into the left foot. Find the balance. Reaching your arms up. Again, lengthen through that right heel. Squeeze your glutes. Shoulders roll down the back. Ribs draw in. Hips go down. Wrist stays over your ankle. Breathe. Feel the strength of this pose. Find the focus for the eyes. And then bring the hands forward. And slowly framing your foot, step back into high plank. And bend your elbows to chaturanga. Inhaling into your low cobra or upward dog. And exhaling back into your downward facing dog. Good. Paddle a little bit out through your heels. Let's go a little into the hips. Bring the big toes again, touching. Lift up your right leg into the sky. Bring the left heel down to the ground. And then bring the right foot outside of your right foot. Keep the hands in the middle of the foot. Good. If it's too intense for your hips, just bring the left knee down and draw the hips slightly back. So feeling this. If your knee is down, you can start little rotations into the hip. Maybe 5 in one direction and 5 in the other. If you're here with the legs straight and this is comfortable, see if you can start rocking forward and back. Forward and back. If this is quite comfortable, you can maybe bring the left elbow down and then the right elbow, or just the left elbow, and just start moving forward and back. Keep looking forward. Keep pressing down into your right foot. Good. Continue just for a few more breaths, working into the hips. And then return, bring the left knee down, left hand onto the floor, and then step your left foot slightly further in, knee under hip, and then start to straighten out through the right leg, drawing the hips back. And then inhaling, open the chest, open the heart, and exhaling, drawing the hip back, maybe even turning the toes up to the ceiling. And again, inhale, open the chest, and exhaling back, noticing what happens. Inhaling forward, and exhaling back. One more time, inhaling forward, and exhaling back, and then stay here. Reach the hips backward. Try to activate your right thigh as you bring the right toes up to the ceiling. And then come back forward. Reach up through your right arm, so the left arm goes down on the floor. Little twist here. You can also lift up the left knee, open the chest. And then frame your foot and step yourself back into a high plank, and then push back into downward dog. And let's do the other side. Lift up the left leg into the sky, breathe in, press the hands into the floor, right heel draws down. And then bending your left knee, bring the left foot outside of your left hand. Again, finding your variation here in this lizard. Back leg straight or back knee down. And then either little circles, so you're working into the hips, or back leg straight, moving forward and back with the chest open, so not rounding. You can also bring the elbows down inside of your ankle. Working into the opening of the hip. And again, notice what is happening. Try only to go into the areas which feel like you on your edge, but not over the edge. The right dosage for yourself. And then return, moving your hands back on the floor if the elbows were down. And then breathing in. On your exhale, draw your hips back, maybe flex the toes up to the ceiling. Inhaling to open, draw the hips down. Exhaling back with the hips, straighten the left leg. And again, inhaling, open the chest. And exhaling back 2 more times. Inhaling, chest opens. And exhaling back. And last one, inhaling to open. And exhaling back, and then stay here. Again, finding what is happening in your body. Where does it feel that you're creating space or strength? Focus and still staying, breathing. Not as if you're running a marathon, but breathing calmly as if you're meditating. Moving meditation. Not clenching your jaw. And then coming back forward for a little twist. Right hand is down, left arm reaches up, either with the knee down, or you can straighten the right leg and then push down into your left foot. Open the chest, neck nice and long. And then framing your foot, step yourself back into a high plank. Chest open, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your belly in. And then push back into a downward facing dog. Walking out through the heels. And then bringing your knees down to the floor. Let's open a little bit through the arms. So stretch your arms forward, hips stay over your knees. Maybe bring the forehead down if that's too intense. You can also bend maybe your left elbow and then just reach your right arm forward. Trying to get the armpits to move towards the floor as the hand reaches forward and the hip reaches back. If you've got both hands, just stay there, trying to lengthen through the torso. And then slowly return, coming back, walking your hands underneath your shoulders. And then take a deep breath in, reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling, pressing into the left hand. And then sliding the arm through the gap. Bring the right cheek onto the mat and then lengthen your left arm over your head. Find a little twist in your back. If you want a little more, you can tuck your left toes and straighten your left leg. So you go more into leaning into the shoulders, but be mindful because sometimes you then start to fall over backwards. So you have to do this quite slowly. Looks sometimes like a panda bear when you roll over. And then return, left knee down. Bring the left hand in front of your face, push the floor away. Right hand under the right shoulder. Let's do the other side, lift up to the left arm. And slide the arm through the gap, left cheek onto the mat. And again, you can bring either the right arm up or over the head and maybe tuck the right toes under and then lift up the right leg. Try and find a little twist in the upper back. Good, and return the knee back down towards the floor. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And let's come onto our knees. Tuck the toes under, walk your hands back towards your hips, and we're going to come into this camel position. So from here, knees underneath your hips. If your knees don't like the floor, then maybe roll your mat over, or maybe take a towel or a pillow or cushion. And we're going to try to keep our hips forward, tucking the toes under, bring the hands onto your lower back. And then from here, push into the toes. So this is a bit lower, so really try to keep the toes on the floor, which is also a nice toe stretch. And then roll your shoulders back, activate your glutes a little to draw the tailbone down. And then open your heart up as if someone's lifting you upwards. I'm always not the best back bender, but it does feel feel a bit nicer if I think of lifting up through my heart. Squeeze the legs a little together. And see if you can keep the neck nice and long and slowly start to look upwards. If you feel tension in the neck, just keep the chin drawn in. And try to avoid going back with your hips. And if you feel ready, you can see if you can reach with your fingertips back, one and the other towards your heels. Draw the heart forwards as your hips draw forwards. Maybe your head reaches back. And to return, draw the chin back to chest, hands onto your back, and come back up. Good. And bring the hands back down. And curl the mat. And we're going to lie onto our belly and do a little bit more on the floor. Point the toes, wiggle your hips a little bit so the toes are on the floor. Hands forward again, roll the shoulders back, and then lift up through the heart. Keep the elbows drawn inwards, open the chest, point your toes, squeeze the glutes a little bit. And then try to pull your hands towards you as you slowly roll yourself back down. 2 more times. Inhaling, lift the chest. Scratch on the nose, have a header, chest open, activate the legs, roll the shoulders back, and then rolling yourself slowly back down. Using your back muscles again. First of all, lift the chest, then let the hands help just a little bit, roll the shoulders back, point the toes, squeeze the glutes, and as slowly as you can, roll yourself back down. And then reaching your arms back, and then bend your knees, bring the big toes to touch, roll the shoulders back, kick into your feet, and try to lift your knees off the floor. Kick, kick, kick high with your feet, rolling the shoulders back. You can look forward, hold it here. If you feel comfortable, you can rock a little bit up and down the spine. It's hard to talk and do this. Rocking, rocking, rocking. Kick, kick, kick into your feet. Feel what's happening in your body. Squeeze your glutes. And then release back down. Release the legs. You can bend the knees and look to one side. And just make the feet flop side to side for a moment. Well done. Feeling your heartbeat. We're going to do it one more time. So again, feet together. Or if you want to do a variation, grab from the inside of your ankles, flex your feet, and then try to kick into the feet. And again, lift up. Find a different variation. Roll the shoulders back. Again, you can rock a little bit if you like. Hold and breathe. Notice what's happening in the back. Maybe rest the head to the other side. And again, you can drop the feet side to side like windshield wipers. And then from here, release the legs. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Push the floor away. And then bring the knees in. Bring the knees quite wide as your mat. Hips back. And then lower the forward onto the floor. If you like, make fists with your hands. We'll give you a lower back on the drum to release. Rub. And then just releasing the arms and just take a moment to breathe and stay here. And then coming back up into a tabletop position. And we're just going to finish off with a little low plank. So bring the elbows down onto the floor, hands on the floor, or you can interlace the hands. Make sure the elbows are not too wide, they're underneath your shoulders. To test this, just bring the hands around your upper arms so that they stay nice and firm. And then tuck the toes and then push the heels away. Maybe lift up for a moment into a little pike and then find the position. Hold it here. Breathe, drawing the belly in, reach the heels away. Don't let the head collapse, so keep the crown reaching forward. Good, and then
one more little twist, hands under the shoulders, and then turn your right foot out to the right side, straighten your left leg, and just reach your left arm high up to the sky, and slide the arms through the gap, and one more time, lifting up, and let's change sides, left hand down, knees down, left foot out to the left side, straighten out your right leg, open up through the chest, lift the waist, and just sliding the arms through the gap, inhaling, lifting back up, holding it, and hands back down to the floor, and then push back into a downward facing dog. Find your downward dog, feel how it feels now. And then look forward, bend your knees and step or walk yourself through to seated. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Breathe in, lift your arms up, flex your feet, and then exhale, folding forward. You can bring the hands around your legs, onto your ankles, or if you can, hold the sides of your feet, lift your elbows, and then draw the belly in. And just take deep breath here. And again, are you straining? Are you trying to pull very hard? Or can you just first of all find length through the crown of the head, a little bit of space between your chin and your chest. Belly lifts up, so you might be here in the beginning. That's absolutely fine. Be here. Just noticing, can I be active but without gripping? Ooh. I was a big fan of gripping, so still there sometimes. Ooh, I want to get down. And just be in this pose, like sitting and breathing. So you're still sitting and breathing. And of course there's sensations. Find your breath, the right effort. And then slowly roll yourself back up. Point your toes, reach your arms forward, draw the navel in, and then see if you can roll yourself slowly down onto your mat, activating the legs, activating the quads. And then you just bring your arms out to the side, have your feet as wide as the mat, give your legs a little floppy shake. Maybe lift the upper back so the shoulder blades can be on the floor, and then closing your eyes. And lie and breathe. Again, feel the energy of your body settling now. Feel how the breath starts to calm down. Letting any unnecessary tension subside. And let healing enter with each breath. And of course you can stay here a little while longer, but I'll now gently bring you back. So when you're ready, taking a deep breath in, and exhale, you can sigh it out. And then start to move your fingers, toes. And you can either stretch your arms over the head on the next inhale, point the toes, make yourself nice and long. And then bending your knees into your chest. You can roll yourself over to one side. If you have your knees bent into the chest, you can maybe rock side to side, or hands behind your knees. Pull the chin in, rock yourself up and down, or a few little back massages. If you're lying on the side, just slowly find your way up to seated. And then coming to a comfortable seated position, hands on your knees, lengthen your spine. And closing the eyes, and again sit and breathe. That's all.
notice your thoughts come in with the next thing on your to-do list, just begin again with your breath. Sit and breathe. Find the kindness here towards yourself. You can just begin again if you notice you got distracted or moved. We've done this little practice to get our body ready for this mind, set this mind awareness, this awareness in our body, in ourselves. So let's close the practice now. Bring the hands to your heart and remind yourself of your intention. And let's close with the mantra Om. Take a deep breath to chant. I thank you for joining me in this practice today. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste.